social marketing, and we set up with Meredith, lovely Meredith Collins. Oh, you've never met?
She and I have been talking on Twitter.
Oh, really?
I know we really want to meet, but I haven't been to any meetings.
There you go, social media at work. And who is this going to? And we set up fabulous working marketing strategies for businesses via social media such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and we turn their efforts into business profits.
That's fantastic, but who does your hair?
That is my fabulous hairdresser named Lee Skeggs in Petersham, and she's like the rock and roll hairdresser.
No, my hairdresser is a rock and roll hairdresser.
Really?
My hairdresser Boo, my personal stylist is just leaving. She's gone. She's the best. She's the best thing since last.
Is she here?
She just left.
She brings the hairdresser.
She does.
I love it.
She does TV people.
Really?
Yeah, she does Channel 9. She used to do BBC in the UK. I can get you.
Yeah.
But when
You
just missed
heard
out.
what Jayne does?
No, but I've heard Chef Jayne was to you.
Probably because I stalk. I'm now a stalker.
In a nutshell, I uncall passion, performance, and pleasure.
Oh my god, I love it.
That is a piece of marketing, isn't it, darling? Product, price, place, and promotion.
I'll interview you. Here you go.
I love this. This is amazing.
Two questions. Who knows where this might go?
This is unreal.
A bit like my flip camera.
Can I ask about this camera? Let's get the great food. Is it recording? It is too. Oh, the buzz.
Just
Gathering the buzz.
Here we go.
Do you know what? It's a bit. The sun's behind. Oh yeah, there we go.
Now, Jayne, tell me. I'd like to tell me about the history, a brief synopsis of the history of women and champagne.
Well, when you think about women in Champagne, you cast your mind back to the end of the 18th century, just before the French Revolution. Madame Veuve Clicquot was born, and she married, she married Mr. Clicquot, and he died before she turned 30. So in those times during the Napoleonic Wars, women had no rights. Women didn't have the right to vote, they didn't have the right to own property, they couldn't make any decisions. So the only way a woman could count in society was as the wife of an aristocrat or a businessman. When Veuve Clicquot's husband died, instead of remarrying, she actually took on the business and exploded her company, became the most successful industrialist of the 19th century.
Wow.
So Veuve Clicquot was a leading woman in Champagne when women had no place in society.
I never knew that.
Like that story.
Since then, she was succeeded by Madame Louise Pommery, another widow in Champagne in the latter half of the 19th century. And Madame Louise Pommery realised that the taste in Champagne was changing, and she was the first person to launch a dry style of Champagne, Don de Blanc. And then in the 20th century, you've got Madame Lily Bollinger, who took over the reins of her company during the Second World War when her husband died.
This is champagne, just so that we have this, Karen. This is champagne, Jayne. You know champagne.
Oh, no, Jayne very well, yes.
Excellent. Just get Karen in on this.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I know champagne.
So Madame Bollinger took over the champagne business in 1941, and by the time she died at the end of the 70s, she'd more than doubled its size, with a focus on quality. And then even today, in 2010, Duval-Leroy is another family-owned champagne house in Vertu, in the Côte des Blancs area of Champagne, and she lost her husband to cancer in 1991. She took over her business. Again, she was an economist graduate from Belgium, and she has completely changed the position of her champagne business and doubled it in order to hand it on to her sons.
Fabulous.
Famous women in Champagne. Susie's
champagne that make me die. That's amazing.
I didn't realise it was all women behind all our favourite tasting champagnes.
Great story, hey?
Oh my gosh. I'm inspired.
Well, Chanel was a great fan of champagne, but anybody with any kind of taste is a fan of champagne.
And style.
Yes.
Style, sophistication, and simplicity.
What amazing. Miss Miller's looking for you. She wants you to write an article for us.
Okay.
She's launching a magazine. Well, I spoke to her beforehand.
She's launching a magazine.
You better go. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much for that brief. No, we're doing a little
video social marketing.
I drink it when I have company, and I drink it when I'm alone.
I drink it when I'm happy. I drink it when I'm sad.
Yes.
It's obligatory when I have company. I trifle with it when I'm hungry. I drink it when I'm not. Otherwise, I never touch it unless I'm thirsty. That was Madame Lily Bollinger in an interview with the Daily Mail in 1974.
I love it.
I love cooking with champagne. Sometimes I even put it in the food.
Because it's the best way to ensure that your dish will match the champagne is to put a little bit of the champagne in the sauce.
Oh,
That's a really good idea. And the reason champagne's so good with food is that each champagne is made up of usually anywhere between 20 to 80 components. All these different base wines, all these different vineyards in different parts of the patchwork quilt that's the champagne appellation, and they all bring different things to the blend, because it's not always the case, but the majority of champagne is a blended one. So it's like an orchestra. You've got different notes. So it creates a tapestry of flavour, and therefore goes really well with lots of different types of dishes.
When we were in France, we had a trip through the Chandon factory and winery. Yes, fantastic. Down and had a look at everything, and then had a champagne tasting.
Down in the cellars, yes. They have somebody on the cellars. But Epernay, the cellars in Epernay were man-made, whereas the cellars in Reims, which is the other main town, were built by the Romans. And the Romans actually dug out these chalk cellars because it was quite soft material. It was good for building, because the Romans brought civilization to France. You know, obviously with their swimming pools and their underfloor heating and stuff like that. And then many, many centuries later, it was the merchants who were making champagne who realised that was the best place to store their wine. Constant temperature, in the dark, safe and cool, moist.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to tell you anything else, because you need to come to a class.
One more question.
So can you tell me about the class?
I'm not sure. New Zealand was the first place, I think, in 1911, followed by the UK. I think probably in France it would have been the 20s or the 30s. I'd have to check. I'm not really sure.
Do you really have classes?
Classes?
Is that what you do?
That's what I do.
I didn't know that. So maybe
I
tell
teach
me
people
more
about champagne appreciation.
Okay, and so how is it just one class, or you do a series?
No, I do everything and anything that you're interested in the champagne. So I create champagne experiences based around the brand positioning of the client. So if you're doing team building, you do one type of class. If you're rewarding VIP customers, you do another type of class. And you do dinners and lunches and all sorts of things. No, it can be anywhere. It can be with a celebrity chef like Mark Best from Mark Restaurant down the road. I've worked with him, or Tony Bilson in the city. It can be in people's boardrooms, or it can be at any external venue. I've done classes on boats on the harbour. I've done classes on stands down at the convention centre. It's kind of like, because I don't sell champagne and I'm not affiliated with any supplier or producer, I go anywhere and work with anything.
And do you do groups so that you might, for example, I do work at a bar, and they have a room upstairs, and I thought of running like nice wine tasting nights, because the room is not being used.
I work with venues as well. They normally have me in as a speaker, and then I'll work with their wine list, or if their wine list doesn't have enough good champagne and sparkling wine on it, I'll recommend new wines from the stock, and then they usually sell the tickets to their customers or to their corporate clients, and I come in as a speaker. So I call that effervescent MC. So I'm an EMC, so I'm a speaker, a special event producer, and an author. So I blog on champagne. Yeah, no, it's me.
I'm interested.
So what's your favourite champagne?
Well, I used to regularly drink Chandon, actually, in my last job.
Vintage though, champagne vintage.
Yes.
Vintage is like
Beautiful, high quality sparkling wine, but it's not a champagne because it doesn't come from champagne.
Oh, of course. Champagne is champagne.
Which is the sparkling wine. It's a very high quality sparkling wine, and it's made by the company that makes champagne. Because champagne is a limited area. You can't really make any more champagne. Therefore, the companies in the 70s started looking further afield. So they went to South America and they started growing grapes there. They came to Australia and New Zealand and started growing grapes here.
vintage Chandon is not champagne.
No, vintage Chandon is a sparkling wine made by the House of Domaine Chandon, the Chandon, in the Yarra Valley, which is a fabulous cool climate area for grapes.
Even though stuff people that from France.
No, if you put it in champagne and it says Moët de Chandon, then it's obviously champagne.
is it?
But if it's Domaine Chandon, it's a sparkling wine made by that house.
Okay, no, it wasn't that. Moet? Moet?
It's actually Moet because he was Dutch. The first Moet was famous for defending Haas against the marauding English. And his catchphrase when he went out to war was "Het moet zo zijn." So that's how his name became Moet, because his name was Leclerc. So it's Dutch for it. It's Dutch for it must be so.
You know, with being French, that the T was silent. So you Moet or Moet. Yeah.
How do you say it? How do you say it?
Moet et Chandon. But if you think about that song, remember Queen, Freddie Mercury in the 70s? And there was a great, the album Heart Attack had this track in it called Killer Queen. I remember because my elder brother used to play it. And the song goes, she keeps a Moet et Chandon in a pretty cabinet, let them eat cake, she says.
What was it?
You want me to sing it again? I said, she keeps a Moet et Chandon in a pretty cabinet, let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette.
Yes.
And then it's Killer Queen, I'm Welsh. I like to sing. I could sit here all day and tell you stories about champagne. There's a lot to say, but there's an economic aspect to champagne, and there's a political and cultural aspect, and then of course there's the finest wines in the world, so there's a little bit of everything.
Fantastic. This has been so interesting. This has been so fascinating. We've been learning about champagne. Now it's time to interview Danita.
Oh, it's an interview session, isn't it?
How have we been going, Danita?
Very well, thank you. Very well. What else is happening? So, you know, I'm building my Athena business in the hills, and of course we have our other business as well, your business and personal navigator, where we help you stay on track with your purpose and make sure you get where you want to go. You can do that using modern techniques, or you can use ancient wisdoms, navigate by the stars using our astrology aspect.
That was a wonderful 3-point thing you gave last week at the Athena meeting, where you took us through the process of the CEO, the COO and the CFO.
The 4 parts, the essential 4 parts of any business. So if you don't have all 4 parts of your business working well and effectively, then you probably won't have a successful business. So there's the CEO with the vision, there's the operations, which is doing what you do, there's finance and admin, which most small business people go, and there's S&M, which always sounds very attractive, but it's actually sales and marketing, and a lot of people don't like that much either.
Thank
Does that
you.
cover it all?
Thank you very much,
Well,
Danita. That was
Thanks,
excellent.